Okay, and then I need to change my view so that you guys can see me. So hopefully, um,
Okay, now I can't hear you.
okay, now can you hear me?
Yes.
Somehow, as I was changing my view, I somehow got myself muted, and it looks like Wendy has joined us. So welcome, Wendy. Glad that you guys are here as well. Just real quick to let you guys know what is going on. I'm going to do a quick little demo for you guys. This is going to be a lot like if we were having a party together in either Kim or Kim or Sharon's house, whoever's hosting, where you get to see the tools in action, you get some tool tips, you learn a new recipe, all that fun stuff. So have you guys ever been to in-person parties over the years? I know you guys are all big Pampered Chef lovers. So, oh no, Sharon, you've never been?
No, because I didn't get involved in Pampered Chef until like right before the pandemic. So
Oh,
I've
okay.
always been a Facebook kind
Okay.
of,
Yeah. So,
but I've
okay.
learned a lot from watching
Yeah.
demos and
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so I like to do these live demos because I've had my Pampered Chef business for 23 years. So for 20 of those years, all I ever did was in-person parties. So I just love connecting with, my hosts and my guests and, kind of getting to know you guys and then the fun of seeing the tools in action. Because I know you can, learn a lot from videos, but I think having me here and if you guys have questions or need clarification or need to see something again, I can certainly do that for you, as well as I'm in my kitchen and I own everything in the catalog. So if you're curious, even if it's not something I'm using today for the demo, but it's something that you're curious about, I'm more than happy to pull it out and do a quick little demo or show it to you or whatever. So that's why I like to do these quick little demos. So what we're going to do today is I am going to show you the new Pop and Stir. So that's our new popcorn maker and roasted nut maker. So I'm going to do that first. Has nothing to do with the rest of the demo, but I just wanted to show that to you. And then I'm going to be doing a taco bar, which is a chance to show you guys a couple of tools, including our new prep and store system. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to there'll be times where I'm kind of moving through my kitchen. So hopefully you don't get too drunk on how I move the camera around. But I do want to show you a couple of different things. So we're going to start with the popcorn, the Pop and Stir as it's called. And that is this guy right here. We're going to do the roasted nuts. So we don't need to use the bowl on top. But if we were doing popcorn, we would put some oil and the kernels here in the bottom. We would put the lid on top here. And then if you like to make it like movie style popcorn, you could put butter here in the top. It's got holes and it would go ahead and drip that butter right into your popcorn. And then the nice thing with this is you put the lid back on that covers that butter from dripping elsewhere. And then you would invert this upside down like so. And then you would have your bowl of popcorn. But we're not doing popcorn today because I love, the popcorn comes out really good, but I love, whoops, now they took it apart. You'll get to see how this all goes together and whatever. So anyway, has this little knob here that I got to get lined back up again. So of course, popcorn makes great popcorn. We all know what that's all about, but it's the roasted nut part that I really, really like. When you're at the fair or you're at the shopping mall and you smell those yummy cinnamon nuts, that's like what this is. So you can do the candied nuts with this. You can do herbed nuts. You can do all kinds of fun things with it. So what we're going to do is do a honey sriracha nut. And so basically what we're going to do is I've got a cup of pecans. You can do any kind of nuts that you like, pecans or peanuts or whatever. We're going to add a tablespoon of water to the tray. We're going to do a 1/3 cup of brown sugar. And every time I show brown sugar, I have to show one of my favorite things, which is it's coated with brown sugar, but it's the brown sugar keeper from Pampered Chef. This is a little terracotta disc. You actually get 2 of them in a set. And you wet the terracotta disc, and then when you put it in your brown sugar, it's going to keep it fresh for months and months and months. And I live in a dry climate, as I think everybody else on this phone call does as well. And you know how dried out your brown sugar can get. And so I like that this really keeps it nice and soft. So these brown sugar keepers are a must-have in your kitchen, especially in a dry climate such as ours. Okay, and then for the spicy part, now you can add, just cinnamon or whatever, but I like this honey sriracha seasoning from Pampered Chef just because it's a little sweet and it's got a little heat to it. And I like that little bit of spiciness. So we're going to do about a teaspoon of the seasoning to this. And then just a dab of salt, just because I think it needs it. And then we're going to go ahead and turn it on. And all you do is over here, if you're going to make popcorn, you're going to turn this little dial to pop for popcorn. We're going to do nuts. So we're just going to turn it to nuts. And you're going to just see how that little scraper bar starts going around. And it is going to mix up the nuts and the flavors and the seasonings and everything. Going to take about 2 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and set my timer for about 8. Because otherwise I'm going to get so involved in talking to you guys about the taco bar that I'm going to forget about the nuts and then they're going to go ahead and burn, and we don't want that. So anyway, so I went ahead and set the timer, but we're going to just let this spin around. It is going to smell like the mall where you smell that yummy cinnamon, nuts and everything. And they're going to get nice and coated, and they're going to end up being kind of sandy looking is what we say. That's how we know that they're done, when that coating kind of sticks and gets kind of grainy to the outside. And that's all there is to this. So this is just a fun little idea for family movie nights between the popcorn and the nuts, gift ideas if you wanted to do, some kind of herb or spicy or sweet nuts for holiday gifts. I like to make these and put them on top of my salads or my yogurt in the morning. So there's all kinds of, fun things that you can do with this. So I'm going to let this keep going while we move on to the rest of our demo. So I'm going to swing you guys back here. Any questions on that pop and stir? I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at that yet in the catalog or anything. Nope. Everybody good? Okay. So for our taco bar, let me tilt the camera down a little bit for you guys to see. We're going to go ahead and make some guacamole and some salsa using this. But before I get started too much, I wanted to go ahead and share this tool here. And I think I'm going to be better off to move the camera more so than moving the tool. So let me move some things aside for you so that you guys can see what's going on here. So this is brand new from Pampered Chef. This is the, it's called the prep and store system. So it's got a prep set, which is a cutting board as you see here. And then it has, oops, as everything falls off, you can attach these cups here. Cups look like this to the edge of it, and you can do it on either side. So side here or side here. And what it does, as you're going to see as I use it, is it makes it really convenient for as you are chopping or slicing or whatever you're doing. Again, let me move you a little closer here. Sorry. And you can, chop, do whatever you're doing, and then you just slide your stuff right into your bowl. And then you can kind of prep ahead. The whole idea is like if you're slicing onions, you can go ahead and do sliced onions and chopped onions, put them in your little containers, and then store them for the week so that you're ready to go for all your meals down the road. I even like to use one of the trays as kind of my trash bucket. So as I'm, coring tomatoes and slicing, the skin off of something, whatever, I can throw that in there. That's one piece of the system. Then the other piece of the system is the serving part of it, which is this. Are you guys familiar with the cool and serve trays from Pampered Chef? I don't know if you guys have seen those yet or not.
Yeah, I have a couple.
Yeah, you have some of those. So the cool and serve, as you know, has an ice pack in them that keeps the, whatever the tray that you're using cold. And that is the same with this system. So you have 2 of these ice packs. You can just keep this in the refrigerator, and then when you pull the food out, it's going to keep food cold for about 2 hours. So like if you have prepped your food ahead of time and now you have it on the counter as you're, preparing your meals, it's going to stay cold. Or like after school snacks, if you wanted to pull out the veggies or the fruits or things like that that you had prepped, it's going to stay cold for about 2 hours. Or you can freeze these as you're, used to. And then when you pull this out for storing or for serving, it'll keep food cold for up to 4 hours. So it kind of depends whether you refrigerate it or freeze it. And then this tray holds 3 of these cups, as you've been seeing me use here. And so it really makes it nice if you're doing, as I'm doing, a taco bar, or again, you can do fruits or veggies, do like charcuterie, cheese and meats, crackers, things like that. So just a really nice way to serve. And I really like how deep these containers are. I think they hold about 5 cups, so you can really get quite a bit of food in there. With these trays, they come with dividers. So you can, again, think about if you're prepping with this, you could put like chopped onions in one side and sliced onions in the other, or you could do peppers in one side and onions in the other, and they're going to stay separated. So that is one way to use these. These also all come with lids, and you can just put your food right in it, and then you can vent it or not based on whether you want the air in the food or not. but then it also has this drain tray. So if you're doing something that's kind of wet and you're going to keep it in your refrigerator for a little while and you don't want your food setting in all that moisture, you put that in the bottom of the tray and then it keeps your food out of that water and it's going to keep the food fresher. So it has a whole bunch of different pieces, parts to the system that really make it unique and fun. And so I wanted to show that for you today so you can see. So I'm not really using it for prepping. I'm using it more for serving, but you can use it in a number of different capacities. So with that in mind, I want to take it. I'm going to give you a quick little swing over to take a look at these nuts and you can kind of see what's going on with them. They are getting kind of what we call sandy looking. You can kind of see how that is all connected, how all the sugar is sticking to the nuts and how they're getting, again, kind of rough or sandy looking. So they look like they are just about done. I'm going to grab a scraper real quick and just kind of push a few of them back into the thing. So bear with me for just a second here. Give that just a quick little stir. And then I'm going to say they are done. Okay, I wish you guys were here. Got to grab a piece of parchment paper real quick. I wish you guys were here so that you could taste these nuts because they are so good. Okay. Just about done. And I'm almost at the end of my parchment paper, so I'm just going to have to use all of it. Okay, I have a few pieces that are kind of shiny looking. I'm waiting for all of them to get sandy, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. Now, if this was an in-home party, you guys would get to eat as I'm making things. So, okay, so back to our taco bar. So I've showed you the how we're going to go ahead and serve all the ingredients for this. But I want to go ahead and start with making, actually, let me start with the ground beef that I've already made ahead. So I have some taco meat that I have gone ahead and made here. This is our new Brilliance cookware. This line of cookware came out about a year ago, but this particular pan that I'm using is brand new this season. So even if you've seen our Brilliance cookware or own some pieces, you haven't seen this particular piece. And what I like about this piece is it's a cross between a wok. So you can see how it kind of has high sides. So you can kind of do those like stir fries and tossing food around with it. But it is also, I'm going to try to get this that you can see, it has a fairly wide bottom. Like most woks are really small on the bottom, whereas this has a wider surface for cooking. So that makes it nice that you can kind of use it as a fry pan. And our nuts are done. So let me go ahead and stop this because I don't want them to get overcooked. Oh, those are looking so good. I'll bring the camera over just a little bit here so that you guys can see these as they're cooling on the parchment paper, but I'm going to keep moving along here. Okay, so I was talking about that pan. So it's wide enough on the bottom that you have like a nice surface, so you can use it more like a fry pan where you can cook your ground beef. You could be cooking some chicken breasts, pork chops, things like that. And then it also has a lid with it too. It's also oven safe. So it's kind of that one pan meal where you can really kind of cook anything and everything with it. Oven, you can cook in the oven, you can cook on the stovetop, you can stir fry with it, you can use it like a fry pan or a saute pan. It's good for one pot meals. So tonight I just did taco meat, so really nothing spectacular with that, except I did season it with the everything taco seasoning. So have you guys used any seasonings from Pampered Chef? We have a whole bunch of them now. Anybody? No?
Yeah, I have quite a few of them. Yeah, I have quite a few of them.
What's a favorite of yours, Sharon?
I really like the vinegar. What's it? The vinegar.
Oh, the salt and vinegar one?
But I put it on popcorn is what I like it on, but it's really good on popcorn.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say that's the beauty of these seasonings. Like they kind of come out for like everything taco. You're gonna think making taco meat, but I've made a dip with this with like sour cream and mayonnaise, and then I use it for dipping chips or vegetables or whatever. So I mean, you can use them. I mean, that's it. Be creative with them and use them for anything that you want. So yeah, so lots of favorites. I'm trying to get caught up on the chat here real quick. Kim was saying looks easy enough to see if there's something I needed to respond to. Okay, I think we're good. So anyway, so I did
I'm on my second bottle of the vinegar, the salt and vinegar or whatever it is.
Yeah,
it's really good on popcorn.
Okay, good to know, because I've only made it with French fries. So that's kind of my go-to is when I make French fries, I put it on there, but the popcorn sounds really, really good. So anyway, so I did the everything taco, but no, like with our pantry items, we have a whole slew of stuff. We have, like I say, the countries. So we have like Southwest and Italian and Asian and things like that. And then we have all the herby stuff, garlic and 3 onion and garlic herb. And again, you saw me use the honey sriracha, things like that. So there's just a whole slew of things, kind of whatever your flavor is, whether you like herby or spicy or whatever, you're going to find something that you like. And they're really good for, you can add them, like you said, French fries, you can make nuts with them, you can put top popcorn with it. I make snack mix with a lot of them, but they're really good just to sprinkle on chicken or pork chops or steak, vegetables. They just really add a really nice depth of flavor to anything that you're making and just kind of let you jazz it up a little bit. So I really do like our seasoning. So anyway, so
I've used a couple of the rubs too.
what was that?
I've used a couple of the rubs. I can't remember the names, but
Yeah. So yeah,
like,
they're all super good. And then I wanted to talk real quick, since we're talking tacos. Everybody probably has seen the mix and chop. This is one of our most popular tools ever from Pampered Chef. And so this is the traditional mix and chop. If you don't have this yet in this kitchen, I've got to read what Kim's saying then. Okay. Anyway, if you don't have this yet, you need to get this in your kitchen, because this is like the best thing for ground beef, for like chopping up hamburger. Even if it's a little icy frozen, it's going to kind of chop right through it. But then this guy, a lot of people ask about this. This is the new mix and chop spatula. So you can use it. It kind of has a beveled edge, so you can use it to chop up your hamburger meat, but then it's going to kind of act like a spatula where you can then stir it. Whereas with this, I just use it for chopping. Then I have to get a spatula to mix in the seasoning. Whereas if you use the mix and chop spatula, you can kind of do that all at once. So I kind of think you need both in your kitchen, but you can kind of decide. But I'd say if you're kind of debating between the two, I'd say if you don't have the mix and chop, get the mix and chop, because it is like one of our most popular tools ever. So anyway, okay. So that's the meat.
yeah, the new one you can kind of scoop your hamburger out with it too.
Right,
I've done that with the new one.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see how it is kind of like a spoon. So if you kind of scoop up your meat and then right into your taco shell. So thanks, Sharon, for that. Okay, so now we're going to make some salsa and some guacamole using the manual food processor. So I don't know if you guys have seen this thing yet before or not. Has a blade inside. And we're going to start with, when I make my salsas, I like to start with my harder ingredients. So I've got a little bit of onion and some jalapeno. And all you do is chop the handle. And with a couple of chops, you can see how everything is, at that point, it's kind of coarsely chopped. If you, excuse me, that jalapeno is spicy. If you want it chopped finer, you would just kind of give it a few more chops. And so you can see that. And then for continuing on with our salsa, so that is the spicy jalapeno that is catching me in the back of my throat. We've got the onion and pepper. We're going to go ahead and add some tomato. I've got some fresh tomato from my garden, so it's going to be super yummy. I love fresh tomatoes. We're going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and add a few other ingredients. We're going to add some cilantro to this. And then we're going to add a little bit of, you can do lemon or lime juice. I'm going to go ahead and do lime just because I have a half a lime sitting around in my kitchen. Using the citrus press. I love this thing for fresh citrus, whether it's lemons or limes work the best. It looks like you would take your lime and put it in like this, or your lemon, but we're going to go ahead and actually do it upside down. We want to do the cut side towards the holes. And what's going to happen is you're going to get a whole lot more juice out of it that way. And it kind of takes your lemon or your lime, whatever, and kind of inverts it. So it just squeezed all the juice out of there. So we've got that added. And then we're going to add some garlic to this. Now, normally I would use our garlic press to go ahead and press some garlic in here, but I want to show you a new tool that we have. So really you can do anything. If you have the garlic press, go ahead and use the garlic press. But if you are looking for a new tool that kind of does everything, you might like this little guy that we have here. This is called the garlic prep tool. And what it does is it allows you to, has all these different parts. It has this little silicone roller that allows you to peel your garlic clove. So we're going to just go ahead and put this on our counter, give it a little roll, and that takes the skin off your garlic. And then with this guy, You can dice it, so you can see how that's kind of the dicing side, or you can, oops, if I can get it open. I keep getting it open, but then it goes right back shut. Or you can slice it. And basically the whole idea with garlic is the finer you make it, the stronger it gets. So if you were to just slice it, it's not going to be quite as intense as if you were to press it. Same thing, a slice is going to be less intense than a dice. And so it's kind of like if you do like stir fries, I like to put like the hot oil in my pan, and then I like to put sliced garlic in there. The press tends to like just burn up. Whereas if I do sliced garlic with the hot oil, then it kind of allows it to kind of cook a little bit more, kind of saute it, and you get a much more mild flavor. So that's why I like how the difference of when I decide to do sliced versus diced versus pressed. Then also though too, this also comes with this little tray that you can kind of, I don't know if you, I can't get it quite in the right light. It has the little bumps on it that you could take your garlic clove if you didn't have the garlic press, and you could kind of rub it and get a garlic paste with it. So you can kind of do everything with this one tool if you don't already have a garlic press. So for today, we're going to go ahead and do, I'm going to do diced garlic for today. So we're going to go ahead and use the diced side here. And we're going to slip our this little container here is going to catch our garlic. Oops, if I can only get everything put in here correctly. There we go. Hope you guys can see what I'm doing. So we're going to slide our little container in there. Let me turn the camera down here so you can see. And then we're going to take our peeled clove of garlic and put that in here. And then just give it a little pop. And you can see there is all of our diced garlic. Now, I'm in the food processor, so I really could have put it in there whole, but I do find by slicing or dicing it or pressing it before I put it in there, I do get it a little bit finer. I'm not going to end up like with a big chunk of garlic. So I do like to process it a little bit, but you can be lazy and you can just put a whole clove of garlic in here and move forward. And then the last piece of this little garlic prep set is this little brush, and you can use that like if you get garlic stuck in the blades or something, you can use the little brush to brush that out. Plus, it's all dishwasher safe, so it really does make that quick, really easy to clean up. So, any questions on that? Because that's kind of a new tool, and it's something that you might not have seen before.
I was wondering about it. I was looking at some of the videos on it.
Yeah, so that's again, that's the beauty of being here together, is that you guys get to see it and really see it in action to see what it's all about. Okay, and then we're going to add just a little bit of salt to this, and then we're going to go ahead and do a couple more pumps, and that is going to, and I say this is salsa, it's actually more of a what I would call a pico de gallo, but
I've made it. It's really good.
yeah. Does anybody have this already in their kitchen?
Yes.
What do you make with it?
I have like 75% of the catalog.
Oh, I'd love to hear that. Yay, yay, yay. Okay.
It's really good. Like I'll cook a chicken breast, and yep. I got the recipe from Pampered Chef, and it tastes like it comes right off the grill by using my cast iron. Well, I only eat like half a chicken breast, so I take the other half and put it in that, and it'll chop it up really nice for like a chicken salad. Oh, and then I have chicken salad for my lunch for a couple of days.
Nice, perfect. So, yep, and that's exactly it. You can do multiple.
But it's really good.
You can do multiple ingredients with it. You can do single ingredients, like just chop your onions, chop your peppers, or do the multiple ingredients like we're doing here. So.
And I like it because if you make your salsa or your guacamole, it's got that lid and you can just put it right in the fridge. So it's really nice.
Yep. So yeah, it comes with a lid, so you can just put a lid right on here and store it. Okay, so I think we're just about there. And we are. So this is looking super yummy. So here's my salsa. Yum, yum, yum. And we're going to put all but just a little bit into our serving bowl here. We're going to save some back. And again, I'm only cooking for 2, so I'm doing a little bit, but if you were cooking for more, doing a big bar for friends or whatever, you would certainly do even more than I'm doing. And then we're going to do our guacamole. And so we're going to add some avocado to this, and we're going to use this little guy. Have you guys seen this is the avocado tool.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay. I was going to say, I was waiting for Sharon to say, I have it. Okay.
I know. I'm so bad.
And somebody asked about Yes, the garlic prep tool is dishwasher friendly. Oh, so is the manual food processor. I did not mention the blade and the bowl goes in the dishwasher. The only part that is not dishwasher safe on this is this, the pumper part. I just take a dishcloth and just wipe this off, but you don't want to submerge this part in water, but it's super easy to clean just by hand washing. So, okay. So for this little guy, here's the fun part. Let me move the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. It has one side that is a serrated blade that is sharp. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then the other side is not sharp, and it is very sharp. So be very, very careful. So we're going to take the sharp side and we're going to go ahead, and I have learned the hard way, as maybe Sharon has too. It is sharp. So we're going to take the sharp side and cut our avocado in half. And then we're going to take the side that is not sharp. And I kind of just do a quick little dice here with the avocado and then scoop it into my manual food processor. Now, of course, you could use a potato masher or a fork or something, but since this is already dirty and that's where my salsa is, this is what we're going to do. But now this is the fun part. To get the pit out, this little side here has some prongs on it. And all you do is take it and kind of stab it into that pit and give it a little twist, and the pit comes right out. Just take your thumb and pop that off. And it's so easy. It's much better than taking a knife and kind of doing a hack with it, because I cannot tell you how many times I've heard of people that have missed the avocado and took that knife right into the palm of their hand. And you certainly don't want to do that. So avocado tool is a must if you eat a lot of avocado. And I love avocado.
Yeah, it's a good tool.
Yep. Okay. So let me see. Whoops. I put that in the sink and I still need it. Oops. Okay, you want to make sure that this blade is sticking straight up so it engages with that. And there's our guacamole. Easy peasy, right?
I never thought of leaving some of the salsa to flavor the guacamole. That's a good tip.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. I was gonna say that's gonna flavor it up and just make it really, really good. And again, it was already in there, so not like you're making it dirty or anything.
No, that's great.
So got our avocado, and again, if I was cooking for more than two, I would probably do more avocado, but there we go. And then last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and get the rest of our toppings right here. Let me just clear off some space here. We're gonna go ahead and get some lettuce ready. Let me grab a dishcloth here and kind of clean up just a tad for you guys. And let me pull you just a little bit closer here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and, again, nothing special here. When I like to do this, I like to take our Santoku knife just because it has that nice wider surface area. And we're going to just go ahead and slice some lettuce for our tacos. And this is what I was talking about. I've got a tray here that I'm just going to go ahead and just, I've sliced, and I'm just going to go ahead and slide that right into my serving tray. I know you can't quite see, but you'll see when I'm all done here. And then we're going to go ahead and grate some cheese. And I like grating cheese. Used to be one of those tasks that I hated doing because I was always afraid of cutting my fingers or whatever, and it just seemed monotonous. But I love the flavor. I love the, oh, Kim, what is way too sharp? Are you referring to the avocado tool? Yeah, be careful of that serrated end because I have cut myself with that. So it is sharp, but you want it to cut your skin. So anyway, so back to this. Love this for grating cheese because cheese tastes better. It melts better. It keeps better. Everything is better about cheese when you grate it yourself. And this is the coarse grater. So this is the one I use the most. This is for your cheddar cheeses, mozzarella cheeses, things like that. It is also very sharp, which is why there is a protective cover when it's in your drawer. And then it also comes with a food guard that you should use when you're grating with it, so that when you are grating, you're not grating your fingers. So very, very important to do that. I have learned the hard way that this is very sharp, and I have cut myself. I actually did it on one of my live demos, and it was like would not stop bleeding. So anyway, so hopefully that will not happen today. Now, if you do a lot with Parmesan cheese, hard cheeses, such as that, then you might want to go ahead and look at this fine grater, because this would be better for zesting and for your harder cheeses. But for what we're doing today, this is great. It's got this little button here that when you push that down, it releases it so that you can open it up, and you could just like grate right on top of a pizza if you wanted. You can stand it up like I like to do and grate on a cutting board. And then for storage, it stores flat. So it's really very versatile and very fun to do. So, okay, so we're going to put our food guard on here. We're going to be very, very safe. And we're going to go ahead and just grate up some. This is a funny piece of cheese. I had done a charcuterie board and I had some kind of leftover. So I'm going to just put these blocks in here like so. And then, and you can just see how quickly, easily that grates and how safely it grates, and I'm not going to cut myself. This is also dishwasher safe. You're going to find most things from Pampered Chef are dishwasher safe. And there's our cheese. That actually is going to be enough. And I'm just going to slide this right into my container. So there we go. We are ready to create our bar. I've got the one container that has the divider there. So I've got my lettuce and my cheese. And we scoot you back here. So here we go. Again, this is only for 2, so it's kind of small amounts, but you kind of get the idea. So for our taco bar, I've got my lettuce, I've got my tomato, our salsa, our guacamole. It's on the ice, so it's going to stay nice and cold as everybody's serving themselves, and everybody can kind of create their own taco. So what a fun idea, right? Do you guys like that serving set? I am loving this because I love our cool and serve trays, but I just like the size of this because I think it's really, really handy. Then the other thing for our taco bar that I want to show you guys is our insulated bowls. Have these caught your attention in the catalog? Has anybody seen these? So we have 2 different sets. These white ones are insulated. They're going to keep your food hot or cold for about 2 hours. I really like these like for serving kind of like indoors, I guess, if you will. I just think they're really pretty for that. Has a non-stick silicone ring on the bottom so they don't spin around or fly off your counter or anything. With the lid on, that is the trick for keeping them really nice and warm. But the lid has this little hooky thing on here, which makes it nice when you're serving, is that you can kind of hang the lid right there on the side like that. So you don't have to worry about where do I set the lid? It sets right there for you. And then it makes it really nice, like for passing, because the outside does not get hot. So if it's like Thanksgiving and you're passing gravy and mashed potatoes and vegetables and whatever, these are really handy for that. Now, you will also see in the catalog, there's what's called the on-the-go bowls, and they are also insulated. They're blue. The difference on those is that they have a vented like locking system. So the lid, like this lid is just setting on top, but on the on-the-go bowls, that lid is really sealed on there. So like if you were traveling with it, if you were on the go and that bowl, like if it's in the back of your car and it happened to tip over, it's not going to leak all over the place. Whereas this, the lid would come off and you'd have a big old mess. On the on-the-go bowls, it's going to stay more sealed, and so that it's better for transporting. So that's kind of the difference between those 2 sets. Also, the on-the-go are kind of gray and blue. These are white, so you can kind of determine what is just pretty for serving at your house. Okay, so we're going to put our taco meat in here, and that is going to keep it nice and hot until my family gets home for dinner time. So that's going to go, plus it's really nice for serving. And I just got, here, you guys, now you can kind of see what I'm talking about, the bottom of this pan. I was going to turn this so you could see what I was doing, but I think it's more important for you to see the surface on the bottom of the pan. The flat part is that it does have quite a big surface for cooking meat. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid on there. Some of the meat went on the floor. My dogs are going to be so happy tonight. Okay, so the lid's going to go on there, and that's going to keep this nice and hot until my family comes home. So I've got the meat staying hot, I've got the topping staying cold, and then the last thing we're going to do, I want to show you the tortilla warmer. If you guys don't have this and you love tortillas, this is the best thing in the world. You can do, up to like a whole pack of tortillas in here at once. Take them out of the plastic. I have customers always ask me that question. Take them out of the plastic. I'm doing like soft tacos tonight, so these are just little baby ones. Put them in your tortilla warmer. Throw this in your microwave anywhere from, if you're doing like maybe just 2 or 3 tortillas, you might only do maybe 20, 30 seconds. If you're doing a whole package of tortillas, I would do a minute. And then they come out so steamy and warm. And then they will actually stay warm for about an hour in here. So again, in terms of, kind of your family eating and coming back for seconds and thirds, or if you're having a party and it's kind of a come and go kind of thing, all these things are going to just make for a really nice, serving experience, food at the right temperature. And it's just going to make it taste better. So that's my taco bar for tonight. Do you guys have any questions on any of that?
Looks great.
Hey, good. Well, too bad you guys aren't here to enjoy it, but my husband's always thrilled when I do these demos because he always gets a good dinner. So anyway, real quick before I have you guys sign off, I did want to share with you guys the specials with the party. When you spend $90, you're going to get our little microwave grips for free. These are great for getting hot bowls in and out of the microwave, plates, things like that. I use it even like, I don't know, just really anything that needs to come in and out of the microwave. These are perfect. I also use it for my air fryer, like the little trays on my air fryer. It really comes in handy for that. So these are free with a $90 order. With a $120 order, you will get these two. These are, what do we call these? I have the prep and store in my brain, and now all of a sudden I'm drawing a blank on these. The cut and store containers. So it's a storage container, for in your refrigerator or whatever. But this is like a cutting board. So like if you needed to take something like to work and wanted to cut it, you could throw your little knife in here, use the lid as a cutting board, but then it's also your lid. And the thing that's really cool about these is they fit in the coolant in this thing that we have here too. So if you needed more storing things, or you had something being stored in here and then you wanted to serve with the system, you could certainly do that as well. So has a kind of a dual purpose. So with a $120 order, you're going to get the little grippy things, plus you're going to get the two storage bowls. And then with a $150 order, you're going to get free shipping. So everybody has the link. If you've made it to table, which I'm sure you did, because that's how you got the link for tonight, you can click to shop right when you're in table, or you could use that link. Again, instead of going to table, there's an option just to shop. So you can use that link and that will connect you with your host, because I know you want to help your host and help her get her rewards. And then, the other thing too is as you're shopping, if you find your list is getting really long, like, oh gosh, there's way more than I want, or I'm thinking about doing some Christmas shopping or whatever, think about having a party of your own. We can do it on table like we're doing this week. I can just have you share a link. If you're in the Denver area, we can get together in person. However you'd like to party, I'd love to help you guys. And not only are you going to get all kinds of great rewards, but you're going to help your host, because she will also get to order at discount at your party. So don't think by having a party, you're not helping your host. You really are helping your host quite a bit by having a party. So I encourage you guys to do that. So with that, any other last minute questions? Otherwise, I'm going to turn you guys back to your evening, because I know you have a lot going on.
I have a question about the cup slicer.
Yes.
When I try to cut grape tomatoes, I end up smashing them instead of cutting them.
That's a great question.
I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but like I cook for one person a lot. And so I got it because I thought it'd be great for making my salads and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is, no, I've got a trick for you. So this is a cup slicer. It's got blades here. It's good for cutting soft fruits and vegetables, and cherry tomatoes are one of them. What I have found with cherry tomatoes is either they need to be fairly firm. So if they're kind of old and squishy, yes, they might not work quite as well. But also too, what I found is, like if I'm doing, let's say strawberries, I tend to just push straight down with this. And then as you're cutting, the strawberries going there. With the cherry tomatoes though, I kind of go like this.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I found that way it cuts better and it doesn't squirt all over the place.
Okay.
So just try that. It's just like a little different motion, but it's the same thing. Like as you cut and as you do, one cherry tomato, a second one, a third one, it's going to still fill your cup like you're used to. But like I said, strawberries and other mushrooms, I kind of go right down on it. Cherry tomatoes, try this action.
Okay, thanks.
Okay? And see if that works for you, because I think you will find it. I think you will find that it does work, because I
figured I was like not doing it right, because I figured, but anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, no, I'm glad you asked. And that's what I said. That's the beauty of being here together, is I can pull anything out and show you. So, okay. Anything else?
I can't think of it.
Okay. Well, Kim, I'm sorry you couldn't talk to us. I hope I've answered all your questions. If there's anything that I missed for you, Kim, go ahead and message me later. Trina, thank you for joining us. I think I got everybody else that was on the call. So thank you guys for joining, because it makes it much more fun. I don't like to talk to myself. I like to talk to people. So anyway, sorry guys, appreciate your time. I am going to go ahead and I will be sharing this recording in the group. So if you had friends who could not join tonight, let them know, hey, you're going to pick up some great tips, or, you know, whatever you got out of it, and share that with your friends, letting them know tomorrow they will be able to find this recording in the party and they can watch along. So, okay, anything else? Otherwise, I'll see you guys another time.
Thank you.
Great. You're welcome. Happy cooking, you guys. Have a nice evening. Bye.
Bye.